you going to broadcast me on the TV when I'm in Texas?
Okay, we could try it. Or we could do that little two-person thing.
We've never successfully done that, have we?
We've never tried it.
Great to see you. We are here to talk about buying your house in 2024 and what's going on in the world of loans, finances, buying a house, 0 down payments. My newest fun project is the one-time construct, buying a piece of land and building a house from scratch. And mostly because we just got the new certifications. When I say we, I mean him. He got the new certifications and ready to kick ass, take names, help you buy a house, build a house from scratch. I'm fascinated by it. So, hit us with the questions. What do you got?
All right, guys, you know what to do. Load up that chat box with all your questions about buying houses, financing houses. What does it take to get a loan? What does it take to build a house? What does it take for credit, down payment, income, all those things that you know we talk about every single day. And don't waste your time, guys. Don't waste your time here. If you're here for good data, we got it. We got good data. But help us help you. Load up that chat box. What are your questions about becoming a homeowner? Whether it's your second home, third home, investment home, multi-unit, single-family residence, house that you're going to raise your kids in, bake the cakes, play in the backyard,
Bake
all
cakes?
that stuff. That's
You're
what
putting baked cakes in there?
That's what people do when they have a house, man.
They bake cakes, yeah. Dude, I get people getting pissed at me because they don't qualify. I get people getting mad. Like, I told somebody a few minutes ago that the rate was 7.5 and 620 FICO score, and they got mad at me. I'm like, hey, don't get mad at me. I'm pricing all of them. I brought in all the stuff. They're like, yeah, don't think it's a good time. I was like, yeah. And, yeah. So
Not much you can do about that, man. Everyone's waiting for the perfect scenario for the moon and the stars and everything to line up perfect. But it's not going to be perfect. Things are bumpy in this country. Things are bumpy from pretty much every single aspect, including our president calling Trump his vice president, first female president, and calling Zelensky Putin.
there's a lot going on there. It's crazy, man.
It's funny.
It's crazy stuff.
It's hilarious.
It's crazy stuff. So
It's
where are you
scary.
at? What kind of programs do you want to know about? Is it a good time to buy? So here's the reality. So do you know when the best time to buy a house was? The best time ever?
1936.
No. I will say arguably the best time ever to buy a house was 2010. Why? Because the whole world crashed and everybody had no money. And the houses were going for 1/3 of the price today. Like if you're looking at a $600,000 house in the Inland Empire right now, that house was $200,000 right after the crash. It was the worst possible time. But if you could buy, it was the best possible time. If you could buy. The problem is that this wave took everybody down with it. So right now, we're in the worst interest rate environment, but it's the best possible time to buy. I know it sounds so counterintuitive, but it is probably one of the best times to buy, but you can't afford it. And that's the reality. How many people a day do you qualify that just can't afford it?
3
3?
every day.
I would say I go 2, 3 a day too. And I just, really quickly, I pull the credit, great. All right, 640. That used to make me excited. 640 is like, I hope you got really good income right now. I hope you got really good income. And I don't mean like 80,000 good income. I mean like, I hope you're pushing $140 to $160, because then we have a real buyer here. But if you're pushing like 65,000 and you have a 640 FICO, yeah, it's going to be trouble from the jump. And that's reality of what's happening right now. The reality. But that doesn't mean we don't try. We give it hell. And we tell them, hey, listen, when the rates come down a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and they get better and better and better. But the truth is, if we do get the cut in September, because CPI came in yesterday. CPI? Was it CPI or unemployment? No, CPI. CPI came in 3%. Great. It's the best we've had in probably 3 years. And I thought, okay, there's going to be a gigantic rally. No. They floated down just a little bit. There's a little bit of float coming down, just a touch. And it's going to do, I believe it's going to do what I've been predicting for a long time, which is very slowly make the market better. But we're not at the peak of the roller coaster yet. Not just yet. Might happen in September. Maybe. But the odds on July, almost none. I mean, they're down. They were at 2% when CPI came in at 3.0. Then they went up to 8% in Vegas. They bet it on in Vegas. So from that, we get to extrapolate. And is it a good time to buy? If you can afford it, it's a good time to buy. If you can get qualified, it's a good time to buy. That's just like when the crash happened. When the crash happened, the best time to buy was when everything was foreclosing and it was looked like horrible situations. You could get a house dirt cheap back then. Can't get it like that today. No way. What do you got for me?
Not here, not now. Carmen, I have good credit, but not enough work history to get a house. Can my dad co-sign? Carmen, how do you know that? How do you know you don't have enough work history? Because we talk about a 2-year work history a lot, but what a lot of people confuse that with, I've been at my current job for less than 2 years. So, yes, your dad can always co-sign as long as you qualify. Or maybe if you don't fully qualify, he will, and maybe he can buy the house and you can be on it. So there's a lot of different ways to chop that up. But I want to know why you believe you don't have enough work history, Carmen, so give us a little bit more of that data. And the rest of you, too. There's a lot of you in here that I know want to buy a house, want to become a homeowner. So please share your questions, comments, concerns, load up that chat box, because if we don't have enough to do today, we might just leave. And we want to help everybody. I've been a stay-at-home mom for 14 years and only been working for 7 months.
Are you W-2? 7 months working W-2? That's the big question. Does it matter what state we are in order to get your services? No, doesn't matter. What state? Brittany Kennedy. Doesn't matter. We could. She's a Kennedy, man.
Like a Kennedy?
Like Brittany. It's Brittany. I mean, it's Kennedy. Wait, can't do the both of those.
So confusing.
They don't work.
You're a Brittany and a Kennedy.
Yeah,
you're the best
dude,
of both
it's
worlds.
Brittany. Yeah. So anyway, all 50 states. We work in all 50 states. All 50 states.
Whoville Hater, remember people, renting is awesome. Keep putting in my pockets. Whoville Hater's right, man. He's
fun.
right.
Yeah, if you own the properties, you know. Carmen, yes, W-2. So there is a guideline, and this is a long shot, but it might work for you. Did you enter the industry that you were in prior to becoming a stay-at-home mom? If you did, and you had 2 years work history 14 years ago, that's a long time ago, 14 years ago, but you've been back to that same job 6 months, there's a tiny possibility I can make 7 months work. Tiny. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
It's tiny. It's tiny because you're W-2, and I have to use that income. But there's a guideline that says, nope. Okay,
it's like
nope.
straight out the gate, only 7 months, my whole life.
That's it. That's what I got.
So I'll ask it that way, Carmen. So you've only been working at a job, W-2, receiving income from an employer for 7 months of your whole life. Is that correct? Because if that's the case, then yeah, we might need to use your dad.
Yeah.
You absolutely can use your dad. So we can go that route. But what Whoville Hater said, guys, so I had a conversation with one of our borrowers yesterday who's qualified to buy, but her lease is not up until February. And Whoville Hater, tell me how you feel about this. So she lives in a luxury apartment complex. So there's a couple hundred units, beautiful place, yada, yada. And I told her, do me a favor. If you want to buy now and your lease isn't up until February, contact your leasing person and tell them, hey, I want to buy a house. I want to be out of here as soon as possible. So if you have someone that can rent this spot sooner than February, I'm willing to go shopping faster, get into a home faster, and free this up because rent goes up. Every time a new renter comes in, it's no longer $2,500, it's $2,700. It's no longer $2,700, it's $2,900, and up and up and up. So the investor or the owner of those complexes get to charge more on that next person sooner than their lease being expired. So let me know how you feel about that, Whoville Hater. Jay, I'm moving out of California. I own a house in the high desert. In the area, I feel that will go up in the next 5 to 10 years. Do you guys recommend any good property management companies?
So Jay, you and I are in the same spot. I got a couple houses in the high desert, one in Victorville, one in Speria. And it is somewhat a difficult thing because finding the property managers, first off, they're kind of expensive for some reason in California.
How much?
They're between 10 and 15%. So if you're charging $3,000 a month, one of my houses is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, and $3,000 a month, that's $300 a month or more. Sometimes like $400 a month for that. And it's crazy. And I sit there and I go, But then I see the rental nightmares because if you know the high desert, Jay, not everybody that rents is going to be kind to your properties. And because of that, you must know how to rent. And oh my God, I've already got stories for you. Oh my God. I used the VASH program one time on one of the properties and it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. I got paid on time, but the client wasn't vetted well. And I figured, well, because they're a veteran, they would be good. Well, I literally had bed bugs for over a year. And they had an inspection done that I didn't know about. I didn't know about the inspection. But when they moved out, I called this company and they said, oh yeah, we inspected a year ago. We reported to you a year ago that you had bed bugs. I was like, you didn't report to me. And they said, well, the person who was living here brought us in and we told them they had bed bugs. And we gave them the quote to get rid of them. They just never called us. We figured they never did it. No, they lived with bed bugs for a year. You know how hard it is to get rid of bed bugs? You know how much it costs? Oh my God. So
what's the challenge with bed bugs? I've never experienced it. So
Okay.
I know it's an infestation and you don't want bugs in your house,
Yep.
but what's the real problem?
I learned way too much about this stuff. First off, they're see-through. Okay? But they bite you. They live off your skin. They bite you. So you're asleep and they hide. They're smart. They go in behind the headboard. So they'll hide behind the headboard. Well, when you're asleep, they'll come in and they'll draw blood off of you and you'll wake up and there'll be blood on your mattress. Now, can a traditional pest controller kill this? No! You can't go in and spray for bed bugs. It doesn't work.
Lighter fluid and gasoline?
No!
And match?
No!
That
You got to
doesn't kill
turn
'em?
the house into an oven. You got to take it to
bake
like
'em?
200, 160 degrees, or so, I don't know, something ridiculous. But I sat there and I'm like, you're kidding me. And they're like, yeah, these are really hard to get rid of. And even if we do cook the house, still there's probably going to be some more that hang. There's going to be some. And they did. So we cooked the house. And then about 4 weeks later, the new tenant said, hey, this is happening. We're like, we're so sorry. We're going to send you to a hotel. Let's cook the house again. So the company came out and cooked the house, but it's a special process to get rid of these bed bugs. Well, anyway, the point of that is when you vet your renters, you've got to really vet them like ridiculously well. So you need to know how good that property management company, and it's not just some realtor's like, hey, I'm a property manager. I'll collect the rent. No, you need something way deeper than that.
And that's
Anyway.
why when people ask questions like, hey, I want to buy a second house. How much down can I get in for 3.5%? You guys don't realize that you're dealing with issues that business owners deal with. Like your client has bed bugs. Your client's house has issues. Your client. Because those are your clients. That's the truth. Brooke, can you buy land with a home loan with intention to build?
Yeah, Brooke. Brooke, I got really good news for you. We're both kind of on this little tangent inside of the loan business. He actually went through school and got certified. So, here's how it works. It's called a VA one-time construct, FHA one-time construct, USDA one-time construct, conventional one-time construct. Nobody heard it. Thank you. So, all four of those have a one-time construct. Is it easy? Hell no. It's hard. It's hard. That's why we're going down this path. Because inside of that one-time construct, you can go pick out the land, draw up your plans, find a general contractor, get the permits permitted, and get this thing built. Now, I'm actually building one right now. And I got to tell you, the permits are hard. It's hard because first off, you have to get the drafter and designer, and that costs a lot of money. It's not cheap. Then you go to the city, and the city goes, okay, cool, we'll see you in about 8 to 12 weeks. And you're like, can you do it a little quicker? Nope, that's how it works. All right, cool, fine, whatever.
Dude, Dilly Sauce is here.
What's up, Dilly Sauce? Great to see you. So then the city comes back and says, hey, your plans are okay, but you got a lot of corrections to make. So we need you to do those corrections. And by the way, we didn't see the grading plans. I'm like, what are grading plans? They're like, you know that thing that says if we get a lot of rain, it's not going to land up in your living room? Grading plans. I'm like, oh, you mean the architect doesn't do the grading plans? Oh, no. The draftsman builds the house. He doesn't do the grading plans. That's a whole different profession. So then I'm like, who's grading plans? So I call a whole bunch of people. Finally get somebody. They're like, hey, yeah, we got to go out to the property to survey it. We got to make sure that this thing can work. And I'm like, so grading is different than building? Yeah, of course. How can you not know that? Okay, yeah, fine, whatever. So now you got to deal with the architect people, the city people, then the grading plan people, and then the city people, and that's before you start building. Now, once you start building, whole different game. Thanks for the hearts. Heart us up. Appreciate
Tony
you hearting us
Bows.
up.
That's all
Tony
from
Bows
Tony
in the
Bows.
house.
She knows how to show herself.
So, can you build it from scratch? Yes, you can. You can build it. There's a VA one-time construct. I'm telling you, he just went through classes. He spent hours and hours and hours. He was pissed off, too. He was like, dude, this is going way longer,
No one wants
way
to go
longer.
back to school.
And then he's like, I have to take a test, an effing test. Dude, I have to take an effing test. Can you believe that shit? I have to take a test on this crap. And I'm like, you're be certified, man. I'm gonna run you up the flagpole and tell everybody you're certified. He's certified to do VA one-time construct, FHA one-time construct, USDA one-time construct, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac one-time construct. We can do it, buy the land, get a general contractor, set the plans up, and build that thing. But if you think it's gonna happen fast, you're not living in the real world, not even close to the real world. It's hard, but the truth is, anything in life kind of worth it is hard.
Yep.
Anything in life worth it is hard. What do we got?
So, Brooke, if you're interested in getting that home, give us a call. Let us know. Guys, if you're interested in getting a loan, buying a house, the link up the top in our bio, you click it, apply for a home loan now. You can do it right now while we're live. Also, our phone number is there if you want to talk about your scenario.
Dilly Sauce on TikTok or in Instagram?
He's on TikTok.
TikTok. That's great to see. 100% hustle, 0% luck. That's what it is for you, Dilly Sauce.
Carmen, give us a call. Let's talk through it. I know you said that you were here and there, so let's figure that out. Gloria, thank you for the love. Rez Tanzi, can you make money selling a house if you only had it for 2 years?
Yeah, people do it all the time.
All
You
the
can make money selling a house if you only had it for 2 years, but you have to buy it strategically to do that. Most of the time, if you got a loan, let's just say you bought a $400,000 house and you put 3.5% down. But by the time you had all the closing costs and the UFMIP, which is 1.75% on an FHA, you don't have very much equity, almost nothing. You're coming at about par. Now, if the real estate market increased during that time, you have a little bit, but you have to pay commissions to get out, and there's a lot of other stuff. So does it happen in 2 years? Not often where you make a lot of money. You might make a little bit of money, but not often a lot of money. Occasionally, someone will buy a $500,000 house and 2 years later it's worth $700,000. That does happen. But for the most part, I would not bank on it unless you really know the real estate market. Like really know. And that's...
All right, guys, if you like the answers you're getting here, if you think we're shooting you straight, please give us those hearts. Tony Bows is right. Tap, tap, tap.
Appreciate you, Tony Bows. Tony Bows. Okay, Liz, I heard interest rates dropped a bit. What determines what rate you get? Liz, good question. Glad you asked. Good question. The biggest determining factor, by far, nothing even close, FICO score. FICO score. So if you have an 800 FICO, you're going to get the best of the range. Okay? So the range right now is probably 5.5. Yeah. Probably 5.5 to 8. Say that? Maybe 7.5? 5.5 to 8? So the range is 5.5 to 8. If you have an 800 FICO score, you start leaning towards the 5.5, but that doesn't mean you get there. The next thing is, how much down payment did you put? Well, if you put 3.5% down, you're not going to get the best rate. If you put 25% down, you're in the best rate category. Absolutely the best rate category. Then the third leg, which is going to be debt to income ratio. If you're pushing your ratio to the top, you're not going to get the best rate. But if you're buying very comfortable, like you make, I don't know, 200 grand a year, you're buying a $400,000 house, so you're in the 22% DTI. That's going to factor in also. So now, if you have a 800 FICO score, put 25% down, and a 22 DTI, your money. That's the best you can get.
Yeah, there you go. Kat, thank you for the love. Rajvinder in the house. How are the rates on the one-time construct? Rajvinder, this is gonna piss you off.
Piss you off?
Yeah, because she's a very good, shrewd businesswoman.
Yeah, she is.
And she makes good decisions and does good things.
Fun to talk to, too.
It's the same.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same.
It's not any different.
It's
so
the
if
same.
you're buying a house or building a house and the rate is 5, then your rate is 5.
Yeah, but Rajvinder, here's what I need you to know. Once you start that construction process, that FHA loan does not kick in until you have certificate of occupancy. Am I right? Mm-hmm. So if it takes you a year to build it, whatever the rates are, the prevailing rates at the year when you get certificate of occupancy, that's where your FHA loan gets locked in at for 30 years. That's it. It's not today's rate, which is actually beneficial in this situation, but when you've got certificate of occupancy and you act, the city, the county, and everybody says this is a place you can live in. Now FHA says, cool, taking out all them loans, you got an FHA loan, and that's your rate. But it is prevailing rate.
Whatever the rate is. Adrian, thank you for the love. Tony Bells, thank you for all those hearts. You're such a sweetheart. We appreciate you, Tony Bells. Rajvinder, I'm working on permits for an addition. It's annoying as hell.
Rajvinder. So if you're owner builder, I'm doing owner builder right now. So if you're doing owner builder, first thing you need to know is you need a draftsman or an architect who will actually build the thing on paper and make it look good, and you'll talk with them back and forth. But you also need grading plans. And yeah, they're not really helpful in this situation. They're like, hey, by the way, we can't give you the thumbs up till we get grading plans. I'm like, who do I get for grading plans? They're like, we can't recommend anybody. I said, okay, does anybody stop by here? Yeah, but we can't recommend anybody. We can't even tell you. And I'm like, you're kidding me, right? So I'm like, oh, so anyway, if you're owner builder, there's a lot. I'm doing one right now, so it's a lot. Anyway.
Yeah. Tony Bells, come on, tap that screen. Truth be told, what's the difference between a realtor and a broker?
Truth be told. So there's two different verticals that you're talking about. One is loan officer, one is real estate. So there is a broker in the loan side and there's a broker in the real estate side, okay? So in the state of California, a broker has to go for a broker's exam. And you can't take the broker's exam unless you can prove you have 2 years of practicing real estate or a bachelor's degree. So one of those two is the criteria in order to take the broker's test. Once you're a broker, you then have to go out and get what's called E&O insurance, that's errors and omissions insurance, and a whole bunch of other insurances, and you have to register as a broker. Now you can get realtors to work for you. A realtor works for a broker. The broker is the one who is actually legally liable for everything that happens because they're operating under the broker's license. As a matter of fact, many times when I think I'm dealing with the inexperienced realtor in California, I will tell the client, hey, I want you to talk to your realtor and ask your realtor to bring the broker in. Because the broker's the one who's on the line and he's the one who will actually get things solved. The brand newbie will run around in circles. The sky's falling, has no clue. But that broker knows. So when you come on as a realtor, the realtor hangs their license underneath the broker. Transactions in California are broker to broker. Realtors are below broker. So hope that helped.
There you go. Karen Blulo. Is it smart to buy a house with cash and rent it for a year, then use that equity to buy another house?
Karen, it's math. It's math. So it might be smart in your situation, maybe. But in some people's situation, it's not smart. So it's always math. Right now, interest rates are ridiculously high. So if you can stay away from paying the bank 8%, I prefer you stay away from paying the bank 8%. A lot of people are like, hey, I hate loans. I think it's the system screwing me over. I'm like, cool, just buy cash. That's it. But most people can't.
Sacagawea.
Wow.
Sacagawea's
Dude,
here.
do you even know who Sacagawea is?
I do. I went to her grave, actually.
Did you? No way. Did you? Who's Sacagawea for all those who don't know?
Years ago. I was probably 7 years old, 8 years old. Vacation with the grandparents.
Who is she?
She was a Native American that stood up for some things, and she was a big name. I honestly don't know.
Okay, you don't know. You don't know. But I've been to her grave.
But I have been to her grave.
So Lewis and Clark helped build the United States, and they were out, and Sacagawea was their guide. That's who Sacagawea was. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sacagawea.
Yeah, you know. You
yeah.
know. I just bought a house in 2017. I have over $125,000 in equity and only $90,000 left on my loan, but I want to refi and put it into a trust.
So you should put it into a trust. Almost always it's a good idea to put your house into a living trust. Not a family trust, not a business trust, not any other type of living trust. Living trust. Living trust. Because living trust avoids probate, and you can pass it through to your heirs without having to go through probate. It's a very, very wise thing. If you put it into a family trust or anything with an EIN number, you could be in trouble because of what's called the due on sale clause. Is that right?
Dude, I'm researching.
The due on sale clause, what that does is it says, hey, I financed this person and they moved it over to a corporation. I'm not financing that person anymore. I want all my money right now. That's a due on sale clause. It's in most loans, but not all loans.
Yeah, she was a guide for Lewis Clark. She did a lot more things though.
She's.
Liz.
What's up, Liz?
Yes, I do have 800. Damn, you have an 800 credit score, 0 debt, 90K salary, and from selling my home, we'll have $100,000 down.
How much salary? 100K? 90K?
Yeah, she's good. Man,
90K?
Liz, back off because the guys are going to start sliding into those DMs because that is an A+ gold.
Yeah, you got credit,
profile.
you got money.
You can get them cars, anything they want.
Yeah, anything they want.
So
I want a new Rollie.
If you're single, you're not about to be single.
I want a new Rollie. So, Liz, you're probably starting at 420 to 450 and going up from there. But there's a lot of factors involved. For you, it's going to be property tax base and homeowners insurance. It's not going to be FICO score because you're there, and will keep your income pretty good, and you've got a lot of money. And actually, that's the loan amount. So, yeah, 420 to 480 loan amount with 100 grand, 520 to 580, probably 600,000. You're in it. You are in it.
Good job, Liz. Good job. KK, thank you for the love. How you been, KK?
KK, we haven't seen KK in a while. She does comment on our stuff. I was going through our stuff. KK, we appreciate you very, very much. We really do. You've been around since we started doing this, like literally years now. I think we've been doing this for years on TikTok.
Like 7 months.
No.
Like
No,
7 months.
our latest employee is over a year.
Our lives like 7 months.
No, longer than that.
No. Going live like this? We've only been in this office since September.
Okay, I'll give you that.
You and Joe Biden have the same problem.
I guess so. You know, we're both like.
But yeah, we've been on TikTok and posting videos for years.
Tell him, Putin.
User 8544. What if I put less down but have a bunch of leftover cash? Does that help rates, or do I need to use? I'm going to assume that money to get a lower rate.
I think the user 8544 is a loan officer. That's just my guess because that's
maybe.
Very well worded. If you have a bunch of cash left over, good for you, but it didn't help the loan at all. You're going to have to use that cash to buy down the rate. It will not change the rate. It does not. It helps with reserves, but that's not that big of a factor. Not that big. So, nope.
You smell toast. I smell toast. Rajvinder, since we are in a senior care, they want everything fireproof. Home is now turning into commercial.
Ooh, Rajvinder. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
Rezoning?
I don't want to hear that.
The rezoning that. So you live in or not live, but this business is in a residential neighborhood, right?
So the first thing I would want you to do, Rajvinder, is make sure you can always get a rebuild letter because that's going to change everything. If you land up becoming commercial, it's really hard to get a refinance. So when you build all of your plans, make sure that you can get a rebuild letter. Because we've had homes that commercial built all around them, and then the bank won't finance them. The bank won't finance them because they say, hey, if this thing burned down, you have to go commercial because this whole area is zoned commercial now. And when that happens, we have to go to the county or city? County, right? It's county. We have to go to the county.
No, city.
Is it city?
It's a city.
Okay. So we have to go to the city and say, oh yeah, it's city because of zoning. Yeah, we have to go to the city and tell them, hey, this is a single family residence right now. And in order to insure it, we need to know that we can build it back to a single family residence in the event that it burns down. And it's not that easy to get, but once you get it, you can finance it.
She said we are in a residential hood.
All right.
So residential, okay, you're building an ADU or another structure next to your house, correct? And then that new house that you're building, you have to make it fireproof, and they're saying that they have to build that commercial? Mm-hmm. That turns commercial? Mm-hmm. So is it just that unit that's commercial, or are they rezoning the whole property? Mm-hmm. That's the question. Where are we?
KK, there's KK.
KK in the house.
We love KK.
Even the existing home needs to pass commercial guidelines. Yes,
cool.
I'm owner build.
We are here for you.
Wow. Okay. Thanks, said Truth Be Told.
Truth be told, we're here for you. I dig the rose.
Sarah, if you get the pre-closing package with disclosures, does it mean you're in the clear?
No, Sarah, you are in the clear when you have the key and you move in. You're not even in the clear after you have clear to close. Because if something happens, just a small hiccup, they can unfund a loan. After you have ownership, which is recording, they can't unfund it. But I've had loans unfund. We funded it back again, but there's some kind of hiccup that happens somewhere, and they go, whoa, we're pulling the money back. So make sure you govern yourself correctly the entire way through the process. Make sure you got a good loan officer and a good realtor to help you through the whole thing.
Yeah. Have you signed your CD yet? Your closing disclosure? That might be what you're referring to.
Yeah.
Sacagawea said, got it, meaning Lewis and Clark, and it's an FHA loan.
All right.
Cool. Florida homeschool. So husband has $100,000 a year, $45,000 down, zero debt. Score is 571. Will he get bad interest rate?
Here's a news for you, Florida. He won't get a bad interest rate. He won't. He won't get any interest rate. None. Zero. None. So with a 571 FICO score, that's a problem. You're not going to be able to get a house with a 571 FICO. I know you go on TikTok and you'll hear, hey, FHA goes down to 500 if you put 10% down. The odds on making those work are so low. And here's why. 571 FICO, you earned that 571 FICO. You did. Somebody trusted you with debt and you did not pay it back on time. Now, I'm not here to beat you up. I'll teach you how to correct it. But I'm going to tell you the reality. And if you look and you go on, there'll be some TikTok loan officers go, oh yeah, I can do 500 all day long. I'm practicing doing loans. I'm telling you right now, that 571 is for a reason. And if you took money out on a car 3 months ago and you didn't pay that car on time, and you turn around to the bank and you say, hey bank, bro, can I borrow 500 grand? 500 grand? Trust me, bro, I'll pay it back. And they look back and they're like, you don't even pay your car back. No. Just no. 571 FICO is not good. You're not going to get a bad interest rate because you're not going to get any interest rate. If I even could get pricing on you, you would probably clip out at the amount that you can buy because it would cost you 4 points just to get on the paper, and I can't do that. So, got a different opinion on that? Or pretty much same.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely challenging. It's an uphill battle, but Florida homeschool, I'll take that challenge. I bet you I can get you approved.
Think so?
Yeah, I bet you I can. Is it going to be the $1 million house that you want? I don't know. Probably not. But I bet you I can get that file approved. Is it a tough file? Yes. Is it very hard to get that approved? Yes. Will we have to fight with the underwriter? I'm sure of it. But I'll fight for the underwriter. I believe we can get you into a house.
So let me, because on a 571 FICO, there's no way I'm going to push 55 back end ratio. There is no way. So even with 100 grand, I'm probably pushing 350 to 360, maybe 370,000 in order to keep it below 50 DTI. Because at that low of a FICO, I might end up with a hard guideline of 45, and then I need $35,000 down for this is called 350,000. Let's say I could get with 100 grand 350,000. Then I need 10% down, which is 35,000.
You don't need 10% down. That's what I'm looking at. So a $400,000 house, their down payment's what, $14,000 plus closing costs. That's calling another 10 grand, 24 grand raw. Just let's pretend they had a 700 FICO score, so 25 grand. I have another $20,000 for reserves.
Would you say the FICO score was?
I said
700.
No, I said pretend that it's a 700.
But reality is 571.
No. If it's a 700, they would only need about 24 grand to buy the house.
Okay.
If it was a 700.
Yeah.
They have a 571, so I'm looking at another $20,000 that gives me about 5 months reserves.
Well, I'm thinking my
I know
off the top of your head is 580 FICO, but below
thinking.
that is a 10% down. 10% down. So 10% down on a $350,000 house is 35,000.
You're going to 10% automatically. It might only be 5%. It may be 6%. It may be 7%. All I'm going to do is work the file until I get an approval.
All right.
So that's why I say Florida.
I won't bet against him.
Give us an
I will not
opportunity.
bet against him. I will not bet against him. Cool.
Thor 8510. Hey, anyone that wants to get a home loan, go to the link in the bio, select apply for a home loan now. Our phone number is also there, and we keep missing this. It's time for commercial.
If you need a badass loan, call a badass loan officer. You can reach your badass loan officers, Chris and Lee, at New American Funding by dialing the numbers on the screen. But don't dial them right now because Lee is live on TikTok and Chris is live on Instagram. We're also live on Facebook and on YouTube, but those are our other platforms. So once you call us, we will help you, and we will help you navigate and get you that house. This will disappear right now.
Thor8510, hello here. Give me one strong intro sentence for cold calling realtors for referrals.
Thor.
Easy.
Yeah. First off, if you're making the phone calls, God, that's hard. It's so hard.
Yeah.
That is so hard. Because Thor, if you're a brand new LO, I'm gonna give you the reality of it. Okay, you'll talk with 100. I sit down with a realtor and I say, hey, listen, I've been doing this for a very long time. I will help you with marketing. I'm gonna help you build your social media presence. I'm gonna help you build everything. I'm gonna help you build a brand for yourself. I'm going to help you grow. I will literally pay for the videographer. I will make everything happen for you. But here's the reality of it. 95% of all the realtors that join will fail within 3 years. Not my numbers, National Association of Realtors and California Association of Realtors. 95% will fail in 3 years. So I'm about to invest a whole bunch of money with you. Tell me why you're not going to fail. And watch those flip. Because it's real. Those are real numbers. Those are real numbers. Most realtors fail. They fail. And it's ugly. And you will waste a ton of time. An unbelievably large amount of time with realtors who are not going to make it. They're just not going to make it. And it's very ugly, and you never know which ones are going to make it. You have no clue which ones are going to make it. And I'll give you a hint. It's not the pretty girl. The pretty girl who shows up and is like, hey, people give me attention all the time. I'm going to make it. They don't make it. They don't make it. They land up finding a loan officer who makes $300,000 or $400,000 a year, getting married. Never mind. I'm not going to go down that route because I'm going to get in trouble. But they don't make it. The realtors don't make it. There is an occasional person that makes it, but they don't make it because they're a pretty girl. They make it because they know business. They hustle. They never stop. And for those, the most respect out there. Finding that realtor is like really, really difficult. We sit with, in a good market, hundreds of realtors a year. On a good market. In a bad market, not that many, because there's not many that are making it. But in a good market, there's a whole bunch of brand new realtors who just passed the test and are like, you don't understand. I'm the diamond in the rough. I'm the one who's going to make it. We're like, I hope so. I hope so. I'll put a little effort towards you. And then usually doesn't go well. It usually doesn't go well. And they don't understand the power of loyalty, especially if they're new. If they're new, we call them lender hoes. Is that a good way to say it? Lender hoe? Anyway, so if they're brand new, they jump all over the place and the loyalty is zero. You need somebody who actually understands the business before you get loyalty, and that's how you build the long-term game.
So Thor, you need something called a VAP, a value-added proposition. You have to be valuable. You have to have a value that the realtor actually wants or needs, and maybe they don't even know it exists, but until you explain it, they're like, yeah, I do need that, so you need a VAP. But I'll tell you what not to say out the gate, because I don't know what your value is. Don't say, we close fast, we have the best rates, we'll take good customer service of your client, we communicate, blah, blah, blah. Those
I
are
answer
basics.
the phone.
Those are basics.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to be doing that.
Yeah.
But you need to offer them something that no one else is doing, so that's your VAP.
That's money. And by the way, I answer the phone. I answer the phone. I'm like, who the F doesn't answer the phone? As a loan officer, who the F doesn't? Wells Fargo doesn't answer the phone. Bank of America doesn't answer the phone. Chase doesn't answer the phone. You know what? Any loan officer that's actually competing, I get calls all the damn time. I don't want to answer when I'm on my boat, but I answer. You know what? I'm like, hey, I'm not able to get to my computer right now, but I will call you back a little bit. I got a quick answer. Yeah, sure. All right, cool. Happens all day, every day, nonstop. That's the business you joined.
Actually, he answers with, call my business partner, Chris Dominguez.
I do a lot of times. I do a lot of times.
Liz, LOL. Been single for a while. LOL. Love you guys.
All right, Liz.
I don't think so. I think these guys are going to start creeping in.
They'll be like, hey, I need me a new Toyota Tercel.
CY547. We make $125,000 a year. We got ballers in here. My credit is 638. His is 600. We have a car payment 1,038. No credit card payments. Yeah, good job on the
your 600 FICO hurts you a little bit. I prefer you were 620 or above, But with 125K a year, you're cracking $500,000. You're probably cracking $500,000. Yep.
CY 547. Do we have hope to buy?
Probably $500,000. Yeah, I would want. The first thing I would do is look at your credit profile and say, how do I get that 600 to a 622? And I'd put it into the what if simulator. I can say, hey, listen, if you pay down this MasterCard by $300 and you pay this one by $150, I can take your 600 to a 622, and then I'm in a whole different category in that situation. So, yeah, you do have a lot of hope to buy. A lot of hope.
Yeah, Devin Watson. How long after bankruptcy can I buy a house?
Very good question, Devin. It's going to depend on the type of bankruptcy. What does that mean? Okay, so there's two major types for people. For companies, there's more. But for people, it's Chapter 7, Chapter 13. Chapter 7 says, hey, Your Honor, I just screwed up. I bought myself a boat, a wave runner, couple of ATVs, and a timeshare, and I can't afford it. I'm just done with this shit and I'm walking away. That's Chapter 7. Chapter 7 says, yeah, you're not good for a long time. For like a long time. A long time. Like the best case scenario. Chapter 7, what's the best case?
2 years.
2 years? 3, 4, and 7. Yeah. So 2 years, 3, 4, and 7. Those are the different loan programs. If you said, hey, Your Honor, I bought a boat when I probably shouldn't have, and I also bought a quad when I probably shouldn't have, but I don't want to walk away from this stuff. I want to responsibly pay it back, Your Honor. I just can't afford it. Can you make them put together a plan where I pay them and I don't walk away, but I don't pay what they're making me pay right now? That's a Chapter 13. So Chapter 13, while you're in the middle of bankruptcy, I can get you a loan. If you show me the Chapter 13 paperwork and they said, hey, you were paying $1,000 a month, now you pay $700 a month, and you say, thank you, Your Honor, here's my $700 a month for however many months, I can literally get you a home while you're in bankruptcy.
All right. Big Prescia. She's laughing, man. We're entertaining the hell out of her, I guess. Rajvinder, we're in the hood. Mia Luna, thank you for the love. Florida Homeschool, thank you for the love. CNB, thank you for the love. Mia Luna, how can I get a HELOC or a loan with high DTI? I have good credit, just stuck in debt. $120,000 in equity, though.
So, HELOCs.
We're actually doing one of those right now for our buddy.
Yeah,
it's the same exact scenario.
Yeah.
So here's what you're gonna do. So you have a high DTI because you have a lot of debt. All we're gonna do is get a second loan or a home equity line of credit. A HELOC is a second loan, by the way. And then with that loan, we're gonna pay off the debts in the file, so you no longer have a high DTI. We're gonna remove that through the file by paying it with your HELOC. So it's an easy process. Easy process.
Okay.
Rajvinder, I talked to city lawyers. Additional connected to the home. Okay.
All right, that sounds like a lot of fun. It's not a lot of fun. It's not a lot of fun. It sucks.
Actually, that's an easier build than a detached.
Yeah, it's way easier.
Yeah.
Way easier.
So not so bad, Rajvinder. Actually, I think what you're doing is just growing you're making the house bigger. I get it. CNB, getting denied because of mortgage FICO 640 and 2 late payments in the last 2 years conventional. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you paid a mortgage payment late, the banks are like, yeah, we're not too really anxious to give you another one because you're not paying this one the way you were supposed to. After 1 year, actually. After 1 year, it starts to get better. After 2 years, it gets way better. So, yes.
All right. The whole property. Okay. Sarah, LOL, true, thank you. You're welcome. Rajvinder, the home will be 8-bed, 4-bath.
Oh, my God.
Residential neighborhood.
Oh, my God. Damn. 8-bedroom, 4-bath? What's the parking look like?
Seriously. Sacagawea, are you licensed in New Jersey? Please say yes.
Yes! Sacagawea. Yes! But you never answered. I was right that it was the guide for Lewis and Clark. Oh, she did?
Yeah,
okay,
she
all right, cool. Thank you.
So we're licensed in New Jersey and all the other 49 states in the United States. We could do any state in the U.S., guys, so let us know if you want help. Florida Homeschool, he refuses to get credit cards to get it up.
Well, there's ways that we can help you increase your credit score. So Florida Homeschool, we would actually put you through a what-if simulator, and he said it. I think I can get it done. With that kind of money, maybe.
I think so.
My experience, I have a couple of really bad experiences recently where I thought I could make it happen, and I just could not get the loan done because they were in the below 580s.
We run into that all the time. Where we're like, I think it can get done, and it
Yeah.
can't. But we put you on a path so it can
Yeah.
get done in
And
the near
we're-
future.
And the clients that I put that couldn't get done right now, I told them, like, it's about 6 months till you get that FICO score above 580, and then we're good to go. But I couldn't get it done, like, right when they wanted it. And that
Yeah.
was-
I just like these files. I like these
Yeah.
files because it seems like you can't, but sometimes you can. Viz, 120K, I'm assuming income, 0 debt, 800 credit, California. How much you think we get approved for? Like that credit.
Without knowing anything, I'd say you crack a $500,000.
There you go.
Yeah, I'd say you crack a $500,000 without knowing anything else.
Make it happen, Viz.
$500,000, and then leave you a little more.
Deep that one. It's bad signal. Yeah,
All right.
probably.
Okay,
Yeah, Wi-Fi sucks sometimes.
Yep.
How would you say that name?
I'm calling you right now. You're not answering. Hey, Squanzi. Squanzi?
Man.
Scutanzi?
Scutanski.
To Scutanzi. Hey, we made it real clear. Don't call us right now because we're not going to answer. We are not going to answer. Yeah, that's not how it works.
Holy moly, it's Mito from Blood In, Blood Out. I just Googled it, and I don't know who that is.
Is that me or you?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, probably me. When I go solo, they tell me that too.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I don't know who that is. Madison, do y'all work with people in PA?
In Pennsylvania, yes. Every state in the union, all 50 states, and Puerto Rico.
Buy a house with cash only, get smart. I'm paying no interest.
All right, good for you, man.
Not a bad
Good for you.
strategy.
Yeah, put a name on there. Dot.
Yeah. Amber Pack, criteria for second home.
Oh,
This one's
Amber.
confusing.
Amber.
Give them the data. It's
Yeah,
confusing.
okay, so if you bought a second home in the mortgage business means I have a primary residence right here in California, but I like to go to Aspen a lot, and I need a home up in Aspen. So I'm going to buy me a second home in Aspen. Is it a rental? No, it's my second home. I go up there, and and my family can go there, and anybody who I want can go there, but it's my second home. So if it's my second home, it's not an investment property, so it doesn't go under investment property guidelines. It's not a primary property, so there's a category just for that. And second home, I need 10% down. 10% down, and you will start at a 680. 680? No, more than that, right?
No, probably 600.
680.
Maybe 700. Maybe 700.
Maybe 700. So 700 FICO. You will start at a 700 FICO. Why? Because you're taking on a lot of debt. I have a house in California that I'm paying for, and I have another house. And the underwriters want to make sure you can actually afford this. And if you lost your job, they want to know you can pay it for the next 6 months. So they want 6 months reserves for both your primary and your second home. That's under the definition of a second home in the mortgage business. However, in the real world, you're like, hey, I got a house over here, and I don't feel like living here no more. So I'm going to rent that bad boy out, and I'm going to get me a second home. Well, that second home is now your primary residence. It's not a second home. And if it's a primary residence and you haven't used your FHA or VA on a different home, you can get in with 3.5% down. I will be able to wash that out by how much you're renting it for, and maybe even show you profit if I can show 2 years of landlord experience. But at minimum, wash it out, and you can get in for 3.5% down, primary home, good to go all day, every day.
Yeah, Sakajuia said, woohoo! You guys are the best!
Appreciate
We're
you.
here to help. Phone number's in the bio, link in the bio to start your application if you want. Rico, denied mortgage because I had late payment on investment mortgage 6 months ago. Can you help?
Rico, hate to tell you this, man. Bad news. Bad news. Every lender out there, every NMLS lender out there has to follow the same guidelines. And at that point, if you're trying to get another mortgage and the mortgage late was within the last 6 months, if you're getting a primary refinance, I have problems. If you're trying to buy another house, probably not. So after a year, it seasons a little bit and it gets easier, but not all the way easy. After 2 years, it gets a little easier. But denied a mortgage, if you told me, hey, listen, I had a late, I was like, cool, was it on a mortgage? Yep. I'll try, but I'm probably not going to make it.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to make it. Yeah, dude, once you go to the bank and you say, trust me, bro, lend me $500,000, I'll pay you on time. And then you didn't, you can't go back 6 months later and say, trust me, bro, lend me $500,000, I'll pay you on time. They're like, nah, you kind of didn't. You didn't. So, yeah, no, we'll pass. You can go somewhere else. but we all run the same guidelines. There's a little bit of a difference for brokers who have overlays, but there's the ones that go direct. We're direct. We're Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, VA, FHA, USA direct. We're direct on all of them, which means we do enough loans to directly underwrite through these. So we don't have a lot of overlays. We don't have any overlays, almost any overlays. So we run into problems on that too. One mortgage late, problems.
But I'll give you a path, Rico. I'll give you a path. You're not going to get your 6-7% rates. There's something called non-QM.
Yeah.
We could probably get it done. You're going to need 20 to 30% down. And if you want to make it happen buying this property, we could do it. It's just not going to be sexy like traditional financing.
And for all you other people who are watching, pay your mortgage on time because it will affect you. It will affect you. They don't care. They don't care if your dog got a divorce or your cat's pregnant. They do not care why you didn't make the payment. Like, my dog got a divorce. It was such a hard time for him. I couldn't make the payment. You don't understand. They don't care. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit.
Like, cry me a river, then build a bridge and get over it.
Yeah, they don't give a shit. And I've put I tried every LOE out there. My dog got a divorce. It was really rough on him. He lost his puppies.
All right, here we go. Green Dot with no name is back. They don't answer the phone. They don't want your business.
Yeah, you're right, Green Dot. Yeah, you're right. Green Dot is the dude. All hail Green Dot. All hail Green Dot. Hilarious, man.
Mac Pro, thank you for the love. Customers are always right. Answer your phone.
Oh, Green Dot. Oh, Green Dot.
Dilly Sauce, how are they going to answer the phone when you're streaming live? Use Logic.
Use some logic.
He sneezed into the air, spreading germs.
No,
we got a mask wearer here.
Oh, here we go.
Kibo, thank you for the love.
All right, cool. Rico's back. We don't have a primary mortgage. Well, you paid something. You paid a mortgage late. If you got denied because you paid a mortgage late, there is a Social Security number. And on that Social Security number, when there's credit pull, if you have multiple mortgages, if somebody pulled my credit, it's going to go mortgage, 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 mortgage. It's going to say a bunch of mortgages. And then it's going to say, did you pay any of them late? It doesn't say, do you live there? Does your brother live there? Do you rent it? It says mortgage. And then right beside it, it says 30, 60, and 90. If 30 is ticked, it's going to tell you when. If 30 is ticked 6 months ago, that's it. I don't have to look at the rest of the credit report. We're done. We're done.
User 3787, what can I qualify for? $90,000 income, 805 credit. Dude, we got credit in here today.
Yeah, we do,
have
man.
About $100,000 down for closing. Dude, that's a good file.
That's
You're
fine.
already approved.
Yeah, you're probably buying $500,000 to 600,000. That's what you're probably buying. Your loan is probably 400 to 500, but with $100K down, you're probably buying $500,000 to 600,000. You might crack a little bit more because of the big down payment.
Yeah, Brittany Kennedy, another one, $130,000 a year, but at least 30 of it is counted as per diem, and Truck Bay have debt, 700 score, 50K down. Don't be concerned with per diem anymore, guys. Per diem is a different status today. They figured it out. We can make it work.
Yeah, and truck payment, if you are an owner-operator and you used it as depreciation, I got good news for you. I got good news. I can ignore depreciation. So if you know how to talk to your accountant so that things are done correctly, you don't pay the IRS a whole lot, and I can add it right back in with depreciation and depletion. Those are two big ones.
All right. What else we got here? I jumped on this. Okay, Kibo, you're back. 60K in debt, good credit. Do I keep waiting and pay off the debt?
60K in debt.
He had something before. What was his question?
I don't know. At Dilly Sauce says, pick it up to live. What does that mean?
Pick it up live.
Pick it up to live. Shoot, we're here for, I don't know what that means, but pick it up to live.
Pick up the call live.
Oh, pick up the call live. Oh,
you can't.
Yeah. We'll be like, hey, what's your Social Security number, Green Dot? Okay, 555-555555. Okay, cool. What's your date of birth? Oh, cool. 110001. All right, cool. Yeah. What's your income? All right, cool. I have all of it. What's your mother's maiden name? What's your dog's nickname?
Do you like long walks on the beach?
I know, right?
Raleigh, North Carolina. You do Raleigh, North
We
Carolina?
love Raleigh, North Carolina. Yes, all
that how you
50
say that?
states. All 50 states, all 50. We're here for you.
Antonio Baez, thank you for the love. Liv says she had a dog divorce.
Yeah, dog divorce.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, my dog got a
I've heard of
divorce.
that.
I lost the puppies. You don't understand.
Split custody.
This bitch lost her puppies. I didn't say that derogatorily. That's literal verbiage.
We don't believe you. Rico, what if I dispute on credit report?
Rico, you can dispute it, but there's a battle that goes on in the background, and the credit reporting agency will say, customer disputes. That's all it says. It doesn't get rid of it. It just says customer disputes. Am I wrong?
Yeah,
It says customer disputes. Okay, so there's something you might be able to do, Rico, but it's a long shot. It's hard. You have to call the bank.
And beg.
You have to say, hey, listen, we had our lines crossed or something, and hey, I'm paying everything on time, and by the way, I'm donating to your fund of making banks great again, or whatever they're doing, and you have to give them some kind of incentive. And if you give them some kind of incentive, you're like, hey, I might get another loan through you guys, but I can't because y'all are reporting late on me. The original creditor has to reverse the decision. That's the only way it gets disappeared. Or you can get rid of the trade line, but if you have an active trade line, you can't get rid of the trade line because you're actively paying on it. So the only possibility is for you to talk that bank into it. Use those sweet talking skills. Call the bank and say, hey, this is really hurting me. I need to figure something out. Is it a long shot? A hell of a long shot. I've seen it happen a couple of times in the last 10 years, but most of the time the banks are like, yeah, no, you were late. That's kind of what it is. And then you're like, oh yeah, well, I'll go to the credit reporting agencies. I will dispute it. And then we pull the credit and it says customer disputes. That's it. That's what it says. Customer disputes. It does not change the 30-day late. It does not change the algorithm.
Remember that one time you were out late drinking with the boys and you weren't picking up your phone when she was calling, and you came home, you were locked out of the house, you had to sleep on the couch for the week, she didn't wash your clothes or make your meals, so whatever you did to make that better, you got to do with the bank.
Damn, that's experience talking right there.
You been there? I don't know.
I don't know. No, not me.
Shelly Watson, I have 100% finance FHA. Is that good?
That's pretty badass, but not usually, because if you have 100% finance on an FHA, that means you're using a down payment assistance program. Down payment assistance programs have a catch. So if you know the catch and you're willing to live with the catch, then it's good for you. Like, for instance, if you were in California and I did a Cal Halfa, they would give you $10,000 down on a $300,000 house. Did they give it to you? No. They want it back. When you refinance or you sell the property, you got to pay them back their money. Oh, here's a better one. We have something called the Dream for All. They'll get you 20% down. Yeah, 20% down on a $500,000 house. State of California, Cal Halfa will step in and go, here's $100,000. You're like, thank you, Mr. State of California. That's pretty badass. Thank you. And you're like, yeah, no worries. We're in business together. What do you mean we're in business together? Oh, I want that money back. You think I'm giving it to you? You're crazy. No. What, do you think I'm stupid? You think the state of California is stupid? That's a whole different conversation. So you think we're stupid with our money? We're going to get it back from you. Oh, by the way, we want interest. No, we don't want interest. Interest is small. I want appreciation. I want shared appreciation in your property. So I want $100,000 back. And if your property appreciated 50% when you sell it, I want $150,000 back. That's reality. That's a real program that's happening right now.
Yeah, all right, dude, we got a rapid fire.
No, we can't be rapid fire already. Dude, look at how many people we got watching on this platform, on that platform, on that platform, and on that platform. And Dilly Sauce is in the house.
So if I add all that up, it's 14 trillion.
Wow.
All right, rapid fire. Here we go. Mari, 88. My husband is self-employed 6 years, makes $140,000 a year. 600 has charge-offs. Can he still get a loan?
600K, 140K, maybe. I would say strong possibility with that income. That FICO is a little challenging, but not prohibitive. It's a little challenging.
All right, CMB, where do I apply for a mortgage? Go to the link in the bio. There's a link in our bio, or you can give us a call. Our phone number is there too.
Yep.
CMB, Rico, you guys are really informative.
I appreciate you, Rico, even though I gave you bad freaking news, man. I'm wondering, because I'm honest with people. I'm straight honest with people. And
we're matching marriages.
Honest, yeah. And because I'm honest, honesty is sometimes harsh, man. When I tell somebody they got a low FICO score, or when I tell you, hey, the banks don't want to give you a loan right now because you have a late on your. I'm honest. It's just honesty, and I really appreciate the people who can understand that, take it for what it is, and then move forward and man up.
Liz wants to know if user 7387 is
Damn, Liz.
I told you. Making it happen right here.
By the way, Liz is the one out there going, hey, I'm going to stay single.
ChrisandLeeMatch.com.
What? Yeah.
Aurelia, thank you for the love. Grace,
Appreciate
thank you for
you.
the love. User 7387, can you use stock dividends as income too?
No. User 7387. Here's the rule on it. If you annuitized and it's a permanent or more than 3 years annuitization, in other words, you're guaranteed to get that, then we can use it. But if it's just, hey, Walmart did good this month and I got an extra 300 grand. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. $30. Too much. Too little? 300. Okay, so Walmart did good this month and I got an extra 300 in a dividend. They don't care because it could go away tomorrow. If it can go away tomorrow, they won't use it.
Yeah. User 7387 told Liz, as a matter of fact, I am.
Oh, shit. We're hooking them up.
Jenny, I don't think I'll ever be in a place to buy. Jesus Cristo.
Oh, my God. You can't say that. We'll get banned. We would like to help you, though.
Yeah, we'll help you for sure.
Yeah.
Lost it. Damn it.
Dude.
Here we go. We're back. Erica Garcia. I got pre-approved for $300,000 with an 830 score. How can I tell if that's a good deal?
So, Erica, here's a real simple way. Give Chris a call. At the end of this conversation, give him a call. You got a pre-qual letter, I'm sure of it, and you have an 830 FICO, you should be getting the bang-up loan, not the good loan. You should be getting anything above 800 FICO, you should be getting the top, best, baddest, awesomest loan in the history of mankind. That's it.
Gilly Sauce says, we've all been there.
He's talking about the sweet talk. He's like,
I
I was out
know.
till 3 in the morning. I don't know.
Can I come in? Yeah, we've all been there. Jay Reed, thank you for the love. Whoever, I wish I knew your name. Is it still better than renting right in California? It's still better than renting right with a California loan?
No, actually, kind of. It's case by case. It's case by case.
Dream for all.
Yeah, it's case by case. So if owning a house, I will say, arguably is always better. The reason it's always better is not because of appreciation. People are like, hey, I haven't paid that loan off. You're right. My house hasn't gone up a lot. You're right. Here's the big one. The big one is this. Tax write-offs. It's a big one because if you were renting, you wouldn't get that. So during the time that you got tax write-offs, you paid down your loan just a tiny bit. It's not a lot, but you paid it down a little bit. And there was an appreciation, just a tiny bit. It's not a lot. But you got tax write-offs in the process. So because you have all that going for you, I will say 99.9% of the time it's better to own than it is rent.
Myra, how soon after bankruptcy can one apply for a home loan?
You can apply the day after, but it doesn't mean you get approved. If you got discharged a Chapter 7, 2-year minimum, 3-year, 4-year, 7-year, there's different guidelines for different loans, but 2-year minimum on a Chapter 7. On a Chapter 13, I can get you a loan while you're in bankruptcy.
Amber Pack, how do you calculate non-taxable pay, VA disability pay?
Amber Pack is very simple. You get a VA award letter. The VA award letter will give me a number. So let's just say that number is $3,800. Then I go, cool. I'm going to calculate the $3,800 by putting $3,800 down. And then I'm going to add 25% to...
Why did you make it hard? Why did you use 4,000? Use 4,000.
Okay. Then I'm going to add 25% to it, and then that's going to be your income.
Elizabeth, can you withdraw from...
Yes.
Can you withdraw from 401k, and how does it work do you know by chance?
Yes, not by chance. I know by experience. So your 401k has a set of rules. The set of rules are set up by your company. There's also a set of rules that's set up by the IRS. So you have 2 sets of rules. We have to request what's called TOW, Terms of Withdrawal. So your 401k is going to give us your rules. And the rules say, hey, you can withdraw $11,000 a year or $11,000 for a down payment. All right, cool. Then we're going to consult the IRS rules. And the IRS rules say, hey, if you're truly using this for a down payment, it has to come from the 401k to escrow to the house. And in that case, we won't charge you any penalties. That's not, I won't charge you tax, but I won't charge you penalties. So we consult the 401k rules, we consult the IRS rules, we make it all happen, and you don't even know what happened. You don't have to worry about it.
Dude, this is rapid fire.
Dude, it is rapid fire.
Grace,
I'm going rapid.
Same question. Can I withdraw from my 401k for 20% down?
Maybe, I don't know, depends on the house price and how much you have in your 401k. By the way, Sometimes the money in your 401k, you can't access it all because you haven't vested in. Okay, got to do the thingy. Dude, we got a decent count. So you can't always access everything in your 401k because you're not vested. So that's where we go, the TOW, terms of withdrawal, and we figure out how much you can withdraw. We'll make it work.
Jenny, I keep talking to lenders. Every single one of them tell me to wait 6 months to a year.
Have you talked to him yet?
Nope.
Have you talked to me yet?
Probably not.
Jenny, what are you even doing? What are you even doing, Jenny?
Erica says, yes, I don't know how to compare.
Really simple. You call him, you call me. Done.
Lissam M. Hello, our first-time homebuyer programs in Texas. I don't know what that word is.
Linlet, Texas. Okay, cool. Yes, we have, first off, there are local first-time homebuyer programs. So, like in California, we have Cal Haffa, Shadap, a few others. But everything's local except for the national programs. New American Funding has a proprietary national program that will work in Linlet, Texas. And I'd have to pull your local area. We'd have to qualify you first and then see if you plug into any down payment assistance programs. But we will do all of it for you.
All right, Apple user, for a follow, what would be a realistic loan amount for $65,000 a year, 0 down, 730 score? Is this a quid pro quo?
I know, this is cute, right? This is cute. Like, hey, tell you what, I'll follow you. I'm like, yeah.
Promise?
You promise you'll follow me? Please, please, please. I don't care about the follow. We appreciate it. You follow because we give you value. Not because you bought us. You can't do it that way.
But you promise?
If we give you value, then we appreciate the follow. If we don't, hey, too bad, so sad. Moving on. But anyway, realistic loan amount, $65K a year. 730 FICO, 0 down. Yeah, 250 to 280. You go with that? 250 to 280?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
250 to 280. All right, cool. Willie followed the host.
Thank you for the love.
Elizabeth, dude, we're rapid firing here.
All right, Elizabeth, can you? Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah, we're here for you.
Thank you for the love.
Appreciate you,
CMP,
Ember.
Is New American Funding associated with your loan application? Yes.
Yes, we work for New American Funding. We are loan officers. NMLS license 944254.
1066958.
We have to do that for legal reasons. But anyway, we work for New American Funding. We do not own the bank. I am not like, I fight with New American Funding as much as I fight with underwriters, as much as I fight, because I'm like, hey, this other A and B bank is showing me a lower credit on a locked LE. I need you to beat it. New American Funding's like, well, this is the best we can do. I'm like, no, I need you to dig back in there and figure out how you can beat it. Well, Lee, after we figured out that you guys are 2 licensed loan officers and you might leave us if we piss you off, we decided that we can beat this now, and good, and we beat for the client. I've done that a lot of times.
Grace, who is Lee? Who is Chris among you? Sorry, I'm a first-time viewer.
I appreciate you, Grace. You know what? That is Chris. This is Lee. We are Chris and Lee. I know it's backwards on the little sign there because everything's a little backwards in our world.
Sitting right here.
He does like sitting right there. Yeah.
Jenny, my credit got trashed when I had to stop working due to needing brain surgery 3 years ago.
Jenny, I'm glad you're back on and talking with us. But yeah, that happens. So if we were qualifying you, I would say, cool, you needed brain surgery. I need all of the documentation because I'm going to write LOEs for all this stuff. Because the underwriter's going to go, why did you not pay your payments for 3 years? You'll be like, well, because I had brain surgery. They're like, if that's true, I can overlook a lot of shit. So we're going to write LOEs and we're going to show the doctors saying, hey, you need brain surgery. Here's the brain surgery. Here's the bill. All right, cool. The underwriter's going to go, yeah, that's a good reason. Yeah, that's a really good reason. We're going to work with you. That happens all the time.
Dude, Apple user promised and he followed through.
Oh, Apple user in the house.
Hell yeah. And Jenny said, now we're stabilized and paying off debts, but it's not just happening to fix our credit.
You can fix your credit. Tell them how.
Go to the link in the bio, select Fix My Credit. There you go. Paul, what's the score to qualify for a HELOC? 680 or better.
680 or better. Yeah, if you got less than 680, it's really rough. It's really, really rough. There's some of them out there, but you need 680 or better.
Brianna Monet said, we missed you yesterday, Lee. We love you and Chris together.
Oh, I appreciate you, Brianna Monet. We are here for you.
Builders to go with.
Oh, Brianna Monet. Okay, so here's the thing, Brianna. Brianna.
Thieves.
Yeah. The lenders, they're snakes, man.
Not lenders.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. Thank you for correcting
You're
that. I did a Joe Biden. I'm like, hey, my Vice President Trump over here, Putin, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on. Hey, the builders, they're like snakes. They're like big snakes. Brianna, they're big snakes. So here's one thing you have to do. You have to do this. Get yourself a good realtor, like an amazing realtor. The builders don't want you to have a realtor. They don't want you to. Here's why. There's a lot of money. Do I have time? I can do this real quick.
Why not?
Why not? So there's a lot of money in this game. And I'm going to tell you how much money. Let's say a $500,000 house, okay? $500,000 house. Well, most people know that listing agent gets 3% and buyer's agent gets 3%. So on a $500,000 house, that's $30,000, 30 grand. A lot of people don't know this, but there's a front end and a back end of a loan. The front end is roughly 3%, and the back end is roughly 3%. The front end is what we do. Loan officer, we get you the loan, and they pay us, and they pay everything with that 3%. But they sell it off for servicing rights. That's the back end. Okay, so why is the builder a snake? We haven't even talked about the builder yet. Because the builder knows, hey, you know what? What if I could get both sides of that real estate commission? How do I get both sides? Well, I hire a realtor who could make it on their own. They couldn't make it on their own, or else they wouldn't work for a builder. I hire a realtor who could make it on their own, and I pay them 80 grand a year. And they have no choice but to use, so now they got the listing agent. Cool. So that's all the commission there. How do I get the buyer side? Well, you know what? We trick the buyer. How do we trick them? When they go in to show up on that Saturday to go take a look at that, we tell them, hey, we need you to sign in before we show you any properties. And you're like, why, sure, I will sign in. And at the bottom of that sheet, it says, I hereby represent that I have no real estate agent and I'm going to use the builder as my real estate agent. Boom, they've locked up the front end of the commission and the back end of the commission. I know you're going to say, hey, I'll come back a week later and say I had a realtor. They're going to be like, nope, you signed it. That's the way it works. And they fight, and the realtors usually lose. So the right thing to do is to go, no, I have a realtor, and I'm going to look at this new build with my realtor. Now you've got somebody to fight with you the whole way through. Make sure they're skilled. Then the next thing you're going to say is, hey, I have my own loan officer. They're like, yeah, we that's cute, but we need you to qualify with our loan officer. Why? Because they want to make the commission, the same thing with the loan officer. They have a captive loan officer. They pay him a salary because he couldn't make it in the real world. And they grab the front end of the loan and the back end of the loan. And you know who pays for it the entire way through? You, the client. Brianna, we need you. We need you to have a great realtor. A great realtor. Because if you have a great realtor, when the builder says, hey, my client's going to use their own loan officer. And the builder's going to go, no, we can't do that. And the realtor's going to go, Bob, by California law, yes, they can. And I would like for you to put in writing, no, they can't. And they'll come back and go, well, you know what? Turns out they can, but we want to compete. Like, you can compete. That's fine. But they want to use their own loan officer. And now they're going to have to fight the realtor every step of the way. But that's only if you have a good one. If you have a no good realtor who's just like, hey, well, they said they can't use their own loan officer, so I guess can't. They really don't know the rules.
All right, dude, this is called Rapid Fire.
All right, cool. Sorry.
Brandon Monet, I asked Chris yesterday, but Lee, what do you think about buyers having to pay for realtors, the new law in 2024?
I think that it's a gigantic pot. And those fees are going to be paid one way or another. They're just going to slice it up different. And all they're doing right now is the lawyers are grabbing pieces of that pot and they're just slicing it up different. It's going to land up the same. It's going to land up the same. It's just going to be different of who pays for what. The only loan it really causes a problem on right now is a VA loan, because the VA actually has it in their guidelines. It says the buyer cannot pay for the realtor. Whoa, what? So what if I want to hire a realtor to represent me? Sorry, VA guideline says you can't pay for it. They've recently updated the guideline to say they can. So it's going to be the same, but it's going to be this giant rigmarole until it happens.
Wrap it up, B.
All right, cool. Are we at the end?
We're almost there. How are these new laws going to affect us selling and buying a house? You just answered the question.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's what it is.
Joseph Craney, how about yield spread?
Yield spread. There's two different ways to look at yield spread. Yield spread is 10-year yield, 10-year yield. All mortgages are based off of the 10-year yield. They're not based off of the Fed funds rate. Fed funds rate right now is 5.25 and 5.5. It's a 10-year yield, the bonds. So 10-year yield, and usually there's a yield spread between 100 to 250 basis points, and that's what your mortgage rates run at. If there's certainty in the market, it drops to the lower side. If there's uncertainty in the market, it goes to the higher side. So even though people say, hey, interest rates are coming down a little bit, look at that. They're really not. Oh, we finished. We're really
way
not.
over.
I know. They're really not. What's happening is that it's coming to the lower side of the yield spread. So we're getting to the end of it. Rapid fire.
Okay, thank you for the ML crash course. You're welcome.
MLO
Truth be
Princess.
told,
Make sure you follow us. We appreciate you, mortgage loan officers, all of you.
that don't make sense.
I hate to tell you.
Did you know you can reverse the lens and? Oh, yeah. All right, dude.
All right, cool. You know what? We appreciate you guys. We've been Chris and Lee. We are out.